What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pub Suds and Grubs presents
The Speakeasy.
Jay is our guest host today.
Hey, Ken, how are you?
Where's John? I mean, I feel like John's been missing episodes here and there, you know what I mean? And Jay, thank you for filling in. I really appreciate it.
What's going on with him?
I don't know. Maybe he has the Rona. I'm not sure. Actually, he had the Rona a while back, so I don't know if he got it again or not. But
maybe he's got the Rhea.
Yeah, he's got the Rhea. It's not the Rona. It's the Rhea.
Well, we miss you, John. Come back soon. Hope you feel better if that's the case.
Yeah.
If not, then enjoy your little vacation.
Yeah, right. So what do we got here, Jay? What are we drinking today, buddy?
So this is a Perpetual Haze from Troegs Brewery in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Ooh, Hershey.
Why am I talking like you now? It's an Imperial IPA. It's 7.5%.
Nice.
Let's give it a swig.
Let's give it. Let's cheers, brother.
Cheers. That's pretty easy drinker there.
Okay.
Nothing crazy, but
No.
just would go down pretty
It's good.
quick.
It's solid. It's good. Is it fantastic? I'm not sure.
Let's give it another.
Yeah, maybe. I think
It doesn't
it's
taste like a 7.5. It tastes like a session to me.
It's yes. Now Troegs does some awesome things. They do like that Mad Elf. They got some cool ones out there that they
What's
put
the
out.
other one? Nugget
Nectar, yeah, that's
I love
another.
that.
Yeah, that's a good one. They do, they're experimental. They do some funky stuff. I can definitely appreciate what they're doing over there. This is my first time, I think, having this one.
Yeah, I think it just was released when I was there, and
Yeah.
I was down there for. I went to Hershey Park, brought the little guy.
Okay.
Good time. Last time I went there, I went to like the Chocolate World thing, which is like the free ride, the cheap version.
That's a free version, which I'm actually heading there in August. I may just do the Hershey World experience instead of the whole park thing.
Yeah, here, kid. Here's a candy bar.
Yeah, our kids are only a couple weeks apart in age, and at that age, they're kind of just like they're easily pleased, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So.
But for the first time, we went inside the park, and I would say, I mean, you went there not that long ago also, but it was either like crazy roller coaster rides for adults,
Yeah.
or older people, and then like kid rides.
Yeah. Did you go on a kid ride? Did you go?
Yeah, the bumper cars.
Was your head? I went on one ride. Let me tell you, my head was sticking out the top.
Oh, you want a crazy ride or a kid ride?
No, like a little kid ride.
I don't think you're supposed to go on the swings.
Oh gosh! Well, let's put it this way: my fat ass got claustrophobic because my leg. I couldn't sit. And you're much taller than me, and I couldn't. I had to sit with my legs
sticking out.
Yeah, like going this way. My head was sticking out the sunroof of this ride, going in circles. It was like a little train thing.
I was with my in-laws, so my wife's mom went on a lot of those with him.
Oh, okay, good.
I
You didn't suffer like I did.
Bumper cars. And
afterwards, I go to my wife. I said, "You go on the small rides because I'm not meant for this."
Yeah. He had fun. We didn't go on any of the crazy roller coasters. I love roller coasters.
Yeah.
When I went to Universal Studios, they had like the Hulk ride, and I go on everything.
Can you handle roller coasters now? Like, me, man, back in the day, I go on any roller coaster. Nowadays, I feel like I'm like,
I can't do the spinning like Gravitron.
Oh my god! Remember the Gravitron?
I can't. When you used to slide up that.
I would go upside down. Yeah, I would actually. I was one of those
go
guys.
sideways.
Yeah. I'm like,
getting sucked into the wall.
Yeah. My cheeks are going back.
After you just ate like a pound of candy. And I'm surprised we didn't vomit all over the place.
Yeah, you had cotton candy, and you're like, oh, let's go to Gravitron now. Give me a Pepsi first.
That thing that spun around, the salt and pepper shaker. Remember that thing?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. Nowadays, you see these people like falling off these rides and like, oh,
the funny thing is, Ken and John, they lived in the town next to me, so I mean, I was a little older than them, but we might have been at the same carnival.
St. Michael's Fair, brother.
Who knows? On Gravitron next to
St.
each
Michael's.
other.
Yeah,
St. Michael's.
Yeah. I didn't know Jay back then, but yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe we were. Maybe we
maybe we're Gravitron buddies.
Yeah,
we were Grava buddies. Yeah,
who knows?
Maybe.
But
anyways, so what do you think, Jay? So you like it? You think it's pretty good? You think it's up your alley or what?
Yeah, I think more than anyone, I like more sessions.
Yeah,
like the Forever Ever and what's the EQ one that we? Oh, Photon.
Photon, which is like that's like a, which is interesting.
It's like a full flavored.
It's actually a
which is a low alcohol.
Ale,
is it
technically?
That
but
is?
it's just a low ABV. Yeah, because I was looking at it the other day.
I like those, and I get teased a little bit because
I always call it a session myself, but it doesn't actually say session
I
on
didn't
it.
know that.
But it's a low alcohol. It's like that mimosa too.
I prefer some of those, like when we get together, we have beer shares and we're drinking triples and quads, and it's just like I'm starting not to like that as much anymore. Like, just give me a refreshing, quick, easy one. This one's good. For an imperial, I think it just needs a little bit more.
Yes, I find, as we've discussed in the past with age, I feel like, the whole lactose thing and all that fun stuff, we're kind of gearing...
I'm not getting that. No,
not on that at all. No. This is good. I like it. Nice change of pace. It's good.
Yeah.
Thanks again for always bringing beers here, man. And, so this is a cool one. And it's good because, sparked the conversation about your awesome trip.
Yeah, it was fun time.
Yeah. I love to travel, Jay, and I like to do things. Unfortunately, one of the things that makes it difficult for me at times is I have 2 dogs, and I got to figure out. So next Monday, because I'm looking for a new boarding place for my dogs.
Bring them over my house.
I should actually. Thanks. Maybe I will.
But I'll charge.
Yes. Well, I used to bring them to Cranford. That's where my old business was, which is about 45 on a good day minutes to get there. And my wife and I were like, we can't keep doing this. It's just too much. I'm not going to name the place, but unfortunately, I found that every time I brought them back home, they've had some kind of issue where
like a little out of control, rambunctious.
No, like my dogs had like
sick?
Crazy diarrhea after they came back. Yeah,
like us at a beer festival.
Yeah, or at least the next day after.
Why
the
are
beer
we always
festival.
talking about shit?
I know, but so that's one issue. I'm like, so next week we're going to look at some new boarding places. We'll take the tour and all that fun stuff and everything.
So I think we talked about before that I had a dog and lived to 14 years, which is great, but we had to put her down.
So you had a French Bulldog?
Yes, I had a French Bulldog, awesome dog, and then we were just saying like, oh, now we can travel again and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's COVID and blah blah blah, but we still get to travel more. I guess you were kind of asking me if which kind of.
Yeah, I mentioned to Jay. I said, Jay, what are you thinking now? I mean, it's the love of a pet, regardless if it's a dog, a cat, or anything. You always.
You want to replace it, basically.
Well, you don't want to replace. You never can replace what you've had. You never can replace your dog. But I think what you're saying is you liked having that companionship there.
I love dogs. Yeah. I think I kind of want a dog again, but like I said, I wanted to try to travel and stuff. And sometimes like it was weird to be like at my brother's house, who lives down the shore, an hour and a half away, and not have to run back.
Yes.
But then also it's good to use it as an excuse if you had to. Not for him, but for at times like to get back and you have to feed the dog and do whatever. But it's also a liability. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it's a pain and it's expensive.
Yeah,
and to pay for boarding and everything, and and just it's always when you're on vacation, it's always in the back of your mind. You're like, oh, I hope they're having a good time.
Right.
I like these boarding places that post photos,
but
and
they really
the dogs having fun and their tongues out, or
they think you were gone for an hour. And they're like, oh.
Yeah, I think it's harder on us than it is for them. But I
don't agree with that philosophy though, where they say that dogs don't realize when you're not home they think you're gone for 5 minutes.
Yes, I've heard that.
I don't believe it.
I've heard that. Yeah,
my dog knows when I'm gone for a long time.
If you're gone for a long time and just piss on the floor, you're like,
spiteful.
Yeah. Now you had a pure breed dog.
Mm-hmm.
But you said you adopted that dog, right?
Yes, it was a French Bulldog, and someone through work knew a rich person. I won't get into super details, but flew the dog back from Boca Raton on a private jet.
Wow.
Didn't want it anymore. I didn't even know what a French Bulldog was at the time. This is going back 15 years ago.
And if you're a Modern Family fan, you can
so it was before it was like crazy popular, and I didn't even know what it was. And we took her in. I think the papers were like, the dog was like $5,000.
What?
We didn't pay anything. I want to make
so they just basically couldn't handle it. It wasn't a responsibility. They decided they wanted to take on it.
Person got drunk and bought a dog at a pet store. And,
oh, God.
So that's the whole argument of adoption, pet store.
Yeah, what is your take on that, man?
It's funny because people get really heated.
I know, it's crazy when it comes
like
to...
when I tell people, oh, you have a French Bulldog? You know, this dog's dying. You could have... And I'm like, I adopted her. Like,
technically, you did adopt
I did.
her. Now,
so the dog would have been eating caviar, but it wouldn't have been loved.
I'm a little bit on the other end of the spectrum, although my opinion has changed over the years with it and everything. In my situation, I lived in a small townhouse. I had owned a particular breed in the past. I have a Brussels Griffon and a Border Terrier. I owned a particular breed in the past. I knew its temperament. I knew what I was getting myself into. And especially if someone like, you know, if they're going to have kids and they want a certain temperament. So in my case, I didn't want to get a dog that could, you know, I heard too many stories about people who are like,
Dalmatians are so cute, and it's eating the kid's face off.
Not necessarily that, but oh God. But what I'm saying is I've heard stories where people are like, oh, they adopted a breed that a dog that was supposed to be a mix of Chihuahua and something else, and it turns out to be an 80-pound dog. And in my case, I needed that assurance that I knew what I was getting. I knew what size it would grow to.
You know the temperament of the breed.
Yes, I knew the temperament, and I did not, under any circumstances, want to get a big dog for a small home.
Right.
I thought it was wrong to do that to a dog. And smaller dogs, these guys will run up and down the house and everything. So it was a little bit one of those situations where I kind of knew what I was getting myself into.
There are dogs that are like couch potato type dogs.
Yes.
Mine kind of was that, but also ran around a lot. But
I am opposed to...
There's people that have high energy dogs, and you have to walk them. If you're not going to walk them, they're going to destroy your house.
Yes.
So
I am opposed to breeding certain dogs to this point. Certain bulldogs and things of that sort, because they have breathing issues. So you're breeding a dog to basically suffer in a way. Certain, like, you know, like those big fat, but was it the same with
breathing issues a little bit when it was hot weather and stuff.
And see, with my Brussels Griffon too, I yes, they can have it. Thankfully, mine doesn't. But it's basically you're kind of playing Russian roulette with it. You know, you don't know. I
feel bad though too, because I know a dog's going to die potentially. That's in maybe if no one adopts it. So
yes,
I love all dogs, but if you have a newborn, you're not going to get a dog, a mutt that you don't know anything about.
Exactly. So it's like, sometimes people want to do that. They want to get a dog.
And they want puppies, too.
Granted. There are exceptions. There are dogs that you think are going to have that kind of type of temperament. It's like human beings.
Yeah.
But everyone has a different,
like pit bulls have a bad rep, and they could be some of the nicest dogs, but if they're not...
Well, pit bulls just has... There's
too
many shitty owners out there that, you know... breed that fight their pit bulls and things like that, and which
Michael Vick?
Yeah. I won't get into that too much, but anyways, yeah.
Well, you relate everything to football, right?
Yes. The last one we recorded together. Yes, I did. but yes, some earn a bad name, but you know, there's more to it, I think. You know, and in my case, you know, with certain dogs, like
would you get the same breed again, or would you recommend it?
It's tough because, especially I love these. A Border Terrier is always a dog. Ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted. I want a Border Terrier, you know, and everything. So I guess that's kind of why that I had gotten her my Border Terrier because I don't know. Maybe it was me. I felt like my other dog was looking sad and needed a companion. You know. Granted, I'm a companion, but I wasn't. When I'm working and stuff like that, you know.
You have another kid if your son looks a little sad?
It's a whole different world with children. Yeah,
you can't cage them up.
Yeah, you can't. So
sorry to sidetrack you.
Yes, no, it's okay. But I see your point. But when it comes to dogs, you know, there are things. But like I said, over the years, now I live in a much bigger home. I think if I were to, after, you know, my dogs still have plenty of years on them, but if it did get to that point, and if I decided, which I don't know if I would, to get another dog, I would definitely strongly consider adopting something from, you know, a pound. Or
I think you should.
I have the room now. I have the room to do it.
I feel like you should try to do that, but sometimes not always an option. You know?
It's not always an option. But yes, in some cases, you know, I kind of would rather.
Do you like Bob Barker now? You know, get your cats and dogs
spayed and neutered. Yeah. But yeah. And I agree with Bob Barker, and you got to have to control that pet population. There's too many animals out there that, don't have a home.
Well, especially look at so many people that were home with COVID, meaning when COVID happened, they got
people were adopting like crazy.
And now they don't want them. So, yeah, that sucks. That's not a good thing to have.
Yeah. No, I hear it. And I could definitely see both sides of it,
But I knew nothing about a French Bulldog. I really knew nothing about a Brussels Griffon. Is that even how you say it?
Brussels Griffon. In Jay's case, he wasn't looking, and I'm going to make myself look bad, but he wasn't looking for a French Bulldog.
No.
It just fell in his lap, and he said, okay.
It was great.
Yeah.
But, your dog, though, I don't know anything about the breed. You want to expand on it at all?
I did so much research, especially, once again, if you're planning to have kids at some point, you want to know certain things and everything, it's good to do your research, and I can see why some people may want a pure breed. Like I said, once again, going back to, it doesn't mean they're going to be that certain temperament, but for the most part, if you do probability and all that, I'm a firm believer of probability on things. For the most part, it might have a certain personality and have a certain, way to them.
So, quick question for you. If my dog is in France, is it still a French Bulldog or is it just a Bulldog? If it's a German Shepherd,
it goes
Germany,
to the old argument,
just a Shepherd?
Are they French fries? Is it
what breed, where's your dog from? What? I don't know anything.
So, Brussels Griffon is Belgium, hence the name Brussels Griffon. Border Terriers are actually from England. Oh, yes. She drinks her tea. She has her crumpets. You've been out there, right?
Yeah, so I didn't want to go, to be honest. I was like, I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Went to London. I'm like, people are gonna be annoying, whatever. And I kind of had that, almost like Paris too. I thought they were gonna be mean to me because everyone says they hate us and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Love Paris, love London. Had a great time, great cities, great people. You run into a few people where you're having it, but overall, I was shocked because I wanted to hate it, but I loved it. It was great. So
I liked it too. The interesting thing about London is that I notice is that at the pubs they don't have seats at the bar. Did you notice that?
Right.
Or if you got to
and the one lady helped me out and was like, "You want to order? You go up to the bar.
You order the food at the bar, and then sometimes
and the drinks, I think too.
Yeah,
and I tipped them, and they looked at me like, "What do you? Don't do this."
Typical
and I'm like,
American.
Yeah. I hated the
with
burgers
your
there.
Zimas and your Smirnoff ices.
Are they grass fed or something? It wasn't good. I remember the burgers and stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
Did you have fish and chips?
Of course. Yeah. So when I was out there, I did the trifecta. I did Ireland, I did Scotland, and I did England, and I had fish and chips at each one of those places. And I never decided which one I could say I liked the best because they all were fantastic, and they all had their own little things that made them that good. Between what some of them serve it with mushy peas and the type of chips they have, and
it's just different. Something.
Yeah. So by the way, in England, French fries are called chips, and potato chips, here we call them potato chips, are called crisps. So it's a little bit different, but you get to know it. You know the lingo after a while.
But while I was there, it was I had some touristy things to go see, and I kind of just wanted to stay at the pub and drink.
So this is a conversation I've had with John before. You're like me then. You are into more the culture, going to a pub, then going to the sites.
I do want to see the sites also. I almost want to check it up. No, but I'd rather... I'm sorry. Just hit
that's
something.
All right. That's all right.
Karate chop something. I'd rather... I'm saying, if you go to Italy, I want to see, the Colosseum and this and that. Because when am I going to see it? But I also would have been better to go to, a winery and sit with a family and drink.
Don't get me wrong.
Wine. So I'd rather do the culture.
Yeah.
But I still need to see... check it off my bucket list type things.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's surreal to see, a sculpture by Michelangelo.
But, I went to Paris, right?
Yeah.
And the Eiffel Tower, they're like, the wait is 4 hours. I'm like, I'll be at the bar.
I'll meet you there.
So, I got my photo. I was happy.
Yeah, heck no.
But when I was there, actually, my wife's like, let's go to Buckingham Palace. There's like change in the guard. I'm like, I don't care. And then I go in there, and you can actually go inside. I was so naive and stuff. Supposedly it's only like once a year, and you like walk around where the Queen walks. And,
the Queen.
And my wife said, "Oh, it's only 70 pounds or whatever." I'm like, "That's each." And when it's switched over to our currency, it was like $180,
$3,000. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to go in. And then we go in. I'm like, oh wow, there's a Rembrandt on the wall. I'm like, I'm surprised that I knew what that was.
Yeah.
But, I can give two shits about the Queen.
Yeah. So
I can't stand it.
Well, recently, not too long ago, they had the jubilation of
the 70 years.
70 years.
I can care less.
Well, it's crazy. Now, have you watched The Crown before?
I did not, because I hate that time period. I hate everything about the monarch.
It's actually pretty cool, man. It's actually a good show. You learn a lot about behind the scenes, about what's going on. Granted, I don't know how much truth is to everything. I'm assuming it's pretty truthful, though.
What, like, summarize? What's it? Just about
it's
the power?
basically from when the Queen's father was in power to when she was, when he passed away, and when she became the Queen. Yeah. It's different actresses playing the Queen throughout that timeline, and I don't know. It's unbelievable how much. So you think about it. You think it's almost like, all right, it's almost like a show. A lot of people might think about. A show in real life, like, oh, the Queen, this, that, whatever, royalty and everything. When you watch the show, you learn how much power she has.
Right.
These political figures, these prime ministers that are coming to her, it's like they don't make decisions without her. So they will go visit her, and it's almost like she's the Pope giving her blessing.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Almost probably as powerful.
Yeah, because there's still some.
I don't like it.
No, I don't think that. She has some experience, but I don't think some old lady that knows nothing about the internal.
You're talking about the United States, some old guy that doesn't know.
God.
Oh, never mind.
Anyways, so when I think people are voted in for a reason.
Right.
And I think if she wasn't voted in and she came out of the right vagina, I don't know. I don't know if how I feel about that and the power that they have. Nowadays, with what's Prince Harry and
someone Harry and Meghan.
I'm gonna call him Harry Markle.
Harry Markle. When they got married, it was on TV. Like, most of the women that I know were glued to the TV, and I watched 5 seconds of it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Who cares?
TMZ, what dress is she wearing? Who cares?
Are the royals becoming the new Kardashians? That's the question. I don't know. It's a bit much for me, man. I don't know.
I don't know why I hate it so much.
You know what? I give Harry props because maybe he saw through all the bullshit
and then signed his Netflix deal.
Yeah, now he's making. Yeah, he's like, my grandmother's not going to foot the bills anymore, so I am going to get my money elsewhere.
That was kind of cool though, because it was nobody goes against her, and
yeah. Well, good for him for doing that. He put his foot down.
People give him a hard time, but I guess they're standing up for what they believe. But then also, you knew what you were getting into, so then don't have that royal wedding.
But once again, he was born into it. Yes,
not him. I'm talking about her. Don't have that crazy wedding.
Well, they did that Oprah interview and all that stuff.
And they just called them out, called them racist, did everything. I was like, whoa. That's not going to sit well.
Yeah. I don't know. What's your opinion on that? Is people they took a stand, they did whatever, or do you think that they should just stay in the family?
So most of the people around me hate her for doing that to the Queen. I kind of like that she stuck up, but then you knew what you were getting into also. So it's then all of a sudden you're all for it and then you're not when it's convenient for you.
Well, the bottom line is this.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter what actor you are, what rock band you're in, we're all human beings, and that's the thing, and that's the way I look at it.
You're no better than
no. Your shit stinks just like mine. So basically, what I'm getting at is, all right, they have a whole family history, all that fun stuff, but that's between you and your family. You want to respect your history,
right?
You want to give a good name. You don't want to be like the Prince Charles' brother who was banging some yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to keep a good name, and that's not even, in all honesty, that's not even a royalty thing. Any family man like us, you want to keep your name as a good name, but it's a little bit more difficult when you're in the public eye like they are.
What if your wife doesn't take your name?
Neither of our wives have taken our names.
Yeah. Should we be insulted?
Yeah.
Leave some comments for John. He likes to read them.
Yeah.
We won't get into that.
Yeah. That's on our next episode of Upsets and Grubs. We'll talk about wives.
What's that called? Surname?
Surname. Well, in England, you had to be a little bit more. Yeah.
The crest.
And for us, it's last name. Yeah. But anyways, as far as royalty, I feel like they shouldn't have the power that they have. I feel like they're, I don't know.
I think it's going to change.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
After, she kicks the bucket.
Times change. Prince Charles, I think, obviously, I don't know. Maybe part of him was...
What happened to Peppa Middleton? That's what I want to know. Remember she stole the show because her ass was really nice or something? You don't remember that? That's the only thing I watched.
I don't remember it. I do remember she was an attractive woman, I think.
And
right?
they said she was stealing the...
Oh, she was stealing the show?
Now I sound like I'm watching TMZ again. But
yes.
I don't like it. I don't like anything about it.
Yeah. I haven't heard about her. I don't know.
I haven't heard. I don't know what happened to her. I thought she'd get a deal or something.
I have no clue. But if you think about it, it's royalty, though. If you watch The Crown, and this is, I wouldn't call it a spoiler because this is just history and facts and everything. Prince Charles was involved with was Camilla, I think it was, who he always wanted to be with her. Princess Diana was someone that he kind of came from royalty, and hopefully I get my facts straight here. And it was like almost like arranged marriages, and everything. And he liked something about her and her quirkiness. And if you ever watched The Crown, but now he's with Camilla, and he was involved with Camilla prior to Princess Diana. So it was something like he always wanted to be with Camilla, but ended up with Princess Diana just because,
How do they know?
I think, unfortunately, when it comes to a lot of these people who are up in power, everyone knows your business, unfortunately. That's just the way
those soldiers, they look like toy soldiers that stand there.
Oh, the guards, yeah. So with their funny hats. Yeah. I can respect it, and I can respect keeping traditions. But, the power that they have, I think, is a little bit, bullshit. I think that they shouldn't have the power that they have. I feel like they're just a family. Like, once again, there are a bunch of families that came out of the right vaginas, and that's just the way it is.
That's really everywhere, right? Like, where you live, anything. You could have been born anywhere.
Yeah, you could have been born anywhere, and that's just, But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, and I don't know. But watch The Crown. Give it a shot, Jay. Come on, give it a shot.
I don't know. How many episodes? How many episodes is that crap?
At this point, quite a few.
Like multiple seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
I think you would enjoy watching. It's
That's what I never want, and this is a
off topic. All right.
What was that, 24 or whatever? The Jack Bauer. And I was like, you know what? Everyone told me I'd really like this, and I'm about 15 years too late. And it was like 20 seasons. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't.
No.
I can't even start that. Jack Ryan, though, I watched. That was awesome.
Jack Ryan, I didn't watch that. Oh, guess what I started watching?
Uh-oh. Something I recommended?
So my wife had recently got she got a laptop from Apple, and we got Apple TV. Ted Lasso, bro. I've been watching that.
I love that lady, and they're English, right? She's English.
Yes. You're sticking to our English.
Wait, did you finish it, or?
No.
All right, I don't want to ruin anything, but
I'm into the
great show.
second season. Yes.
If you don't think that that's like a heartfelt, like good story, then
Here's the thing.
you don't have like a Saul.
Here's the thing, Jay, and I'm not gonna. Once again, I don't want to give spoilers away. I don't like to do that.
Well, you didn't see the rest of it, so you're fine.
No, but I know Jason Sudeikis, and I know his roles.
Mhm.
I had assumed it was going to be him being some wise ass,
Right.
snarky character.
Sad.
But he is a extremely wholesome, feel good. If you haven't watched it yet, this might give you more reason to watch it.
Great.
Feel good. Look at yourself in the mirror kind of character, and I can appreciate what he did. I mean, what a great show!
I'm surprised you're not done with it. You usually go through
Jay. I
Ozark and watched it in like 2
I'm
days.
into the second season, the middle of the second
How
season,
many-
and I started
four?
watching like
3 or
2
4?
weeks ago. So
I don't remember.
I've
How
gone
many
pretty far.
seasons? 3?
I think is
And then a new one's coming out soon, but
is there 3? I don't even know
Oh,
how
maybe
much it
not.
is because I'm into the
it's
second.
funny too.
Yeah, there's some funny moments of it. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso, watch it. It's
It's
pretty
great.
damn good.
Great.
But yes, so I have to make sure I watch it before our whatever 6-month or whatever month's free subscription is up. And then my wife wanted to watch that the morning show with Jennifer Aniston. I don't know if you watched that one.
I didn't see it though.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's no Ted Lasso.
No, Ted Lasso was great.
No.
I don't really know anyone that doesn't like the show.
Yeah.
Really good.
So back to cultures, back to, we're talking about, we're part of these trade groups and everything, and I see these guys getting this, these bourbons when they go on vacation and stuff, like these straight from the barrel or these Blanton's Golds and all that stuff, and I'm like, damn, man, they got some good stuff overseas, and
Yeah, so they do some exclusive stuff internationally, and I'm like a green label, and I'm like, why can't I get? What's
it's
going on?
like freaking
Yeah.
bourbon's American. Why can't I get
all marketing, all
traders? How dare they?
it's.
Yeah, I don't know.
But so wait, when we first started, like I always drank bourbon and whiskey, but I always drank like not expensive stuff like we do now.
Yeah,
And then he was. I know we said it already, but he's a big Scotch guy, and then I got him into bourbon. But did you ever have Japanese whiskeys at all? Or?
Dude, Japanese whiskey, do not sleep on it, man. They got some good stuff. I should have brought a Japanese whiskey for today's show, but I brought
You
a
have
whiskey,
one, actually,
not a non-bourbon, but I brought a Caribou Crossing. We'll get into that in a little
You
bit.
have one, I think, somewhere.
Yes, I have a couple. My
Hibiki?
wife had got Hibiki. Yeah, there's some awesome Japanese whiskeys. So we had the last episode me and you recorded together. We had brought up Neat, the movie, briefly. I've talked about it before. If you haven't watched Neat, watch Neat.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time.
But as part of it, they had it where it was a Japanese bartender making his version of an old fashioned, and
That's pretty neat.
I mean, he's like shaving the ice. It's like you ever watch those videos where like things that relax you, like cutting onions and things like that, And so he's shaving the ice, and I got my hairs were standing up.
Also, there's someone on Instagram where they pour the drink and then they purposely spill it, and you're like, no, don't. So unlike the relaxing things,
Watch that.
yeah, there's ones like you're making a sandwich and
Oh
they
my
mess it up on purpose just to like increase your anxiety.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
and they have viewers. That's a weird thing, but
Japanese whiskey. I was in Asheville a while ago, and I went to a Japanese like whiskey bar, and this is before I was like posting things on Instagram and stuff and keeping track of it on my like tasting bourbon site. And I know I drank good stuff, and I was a little wasted because it was the end of the night. But like I remember it was good, but I don't remember like what I drank, and that's kind of one of the reasons I started doing that.
well, it's not like here we're Americans.
You are?
Yes. We're coming to America.
Neil Diamond, my favorite.
Yeah. So, we like our today. So, yeah, I mean, there are some die-hard Japanese whiskey fans out there. We're not there yet.
I haven't
we
had
can appreciate it.
But I haven't had one in a while. Like, what would you say the biggest difference is? Like, I think bourbon's always going to be sweet.
I don't know. From what I got from Japanese whiskey, it's more of like a mating of bourbon and scotch, maybe.
So you get a little smoke.
Yeah, they like their scotch out there. So, it's...
I'm sure they like our stuff. They probably buy our stuff, too, obviously. If Blanton's going out there and selling to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... It's like... I love when other countries take something...
and make it theirs.
Make it theirs. It's like Italy made pizza, but we perfected it, Or maybe not. Some Italians.
Except for in China.
The Italians are like, oh, New York pizza. Come on. But you know what? I can't say that about Japanese whiskey yet. But you know what, though? They're appreciating the art. They're appreciating what and have you ever... I know you're not a sushi guy, are you? Have you ever seen a sushi guy making sushi, like sushi rolls, and they're just like so delicate with it, man.
Right.
And I can their attention to detail is like no other, and I can appreciate
in America.
Just throw that shit in, throw it on the fire.
You spilled half of it out. Don't worry about it.
It's good. That'd be a smoky one right there.
They're like, it's like a delicate process. They respect it.
They respect it. It's like their child. They're nurturing it.
And that goes with the culture, I think.
Yeah.
There's just something about like calmness, like people that act wild or whatever. It's frowned upon. They look down on people that act loud, and I think that goes into their. No, I've never been to Japan.
No. Have you ever watched the movie? Was it Gung Ho? I think it was with Michael Keaton. And
yes. When he says, "You will make whatever cars," I will. I love that movie.
It was what's his name? Norm from Cheers, wasn't it?
That's a good movie.
And Michael Keaton, and but
the cars are like falling apart.
We're gonna make 50,000 cars in 1 month. Watch us. And meanwhile they come off the lot. Everything's coming.
The tires fall off.
You Americans, Miyagi.
At first, I thought you said Top Gun, and I heard mixed reviews about that. And we weren't planning on talking about that at all. But is that something you'd watch or no?
No.
Nah.
Because I haven't watched the first one. I'll watch the first one first, and then I'll think about watching the second.
You've never seen Top Gun?
No, I haven't.
What?
I haven't.
That's crazy.
No, and I'm a big 80s movies guy, so I guess I'm looking bad right now.
At first, I thought you said Top Gun. Of course I seen Top Gun.
No.
Ah.
But yes, if you haven't... So I think the first time I had a Japanese whiskey, and I can remember when, and that's good if it's memorable for me. I was at Ginger Man in Manhattan, or one of the Ginger Mans out there in New York, and they had their whiskey menu, and I saw Japanese whiskey, and I was like, let me give it a shot. And I was like, whoa, this is pretty good stuff. I was surprised.
So true story.
That was about 10 years ago, probably.
Ken was wasted in a bar. He saw a Japanese girl. His name was Ginger. Let me give me some of that.
My name is Ginger. We did like a beer fest when he...
Ginger Man is a great place. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, they did have a lot of whiskeys when I was there. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. And they had cask bears, too.
Cool. The list was... I remember the cask.
Yeah, you don't see cask too much.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen cask in a few places outside of Europe, that is.
Which they always have in England and
actually,
Ireland.
when I went out there, the only place I saw that had a good cask beer was, or a cask beer for that matter, was in Scotland.
Really?
Yeah, they had the pump and everything.
In England, I saw it at almost every bar, and then I walked in, and you'll appreciate this. There was Guinness, cold Guinness, and then ice cold Guinness. Yeah. And I go, what's the difference? He's like, they're all the freaking same.
Yeah.
Maybe we just do that for Americans.
Yeah. I'll take the ice cold. Thank you.
That'll be $3 more.
Well, we've had this discussion, I think, briefly. John and I have had this discussion where...
Who's John?
We are new host. Check it out, Joe.
Did you fire him? Did he say something wrong? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but when it comes to, I hate the expression warm beer. There's no such thing as warm beer. People are like, you go to Europe, you get warm beer. No, you don't get warm beer. You get room. You get not even room. You get cellar temperature beer. What's the typical temperature in a cellar? 60.
Well, in here it's a little.
Yeah, it's not that bad right now. Yeah, but
72.
It's cooler. It's probably in the 60s, mid to lower 60s is a cellar, typical cellar. So you're never going to get a room, because that's where you keep your barrels.
That's true.
And so it's a lie when someone says it's warm beer. No, it's not warm.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
not baking in the sun.
No, it's not baking. It's not. Yeah, it's in their cellar. It's cooler.
It's different though. It's flatter, definitely, like a flatter taste to it.
That I will agree. Yeah. But I don't know.
You're making me want a whiskey now. Should we switch it?
So we're not doing bourbon tonight, though. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
a different culture, huh?
Well, let me bottoms up this.
All right. You have my glass over there?
Yes, I do. So Jay, this is Caribou Crossing, which, interestingly enough, is not from America, technically, or is it? I don't know. What is it?
That's interesting because Buffalo Trace bought it. It doesn't necessarily mean they made it, but
well, it's this product of Canada. Does that mean it's bottled in Canada? Does that mean it's...
But it's known as a Canadian... Is it say Canadian whiskey? Not bourbon, right?
It is Canadian whiskey.
Whiskey. Because it has
without
to be
the EY, it's just a Y.
So look, it would be bourbon, right? If it was made in America, so I guess it... Right?
Yeah. Yes.
So I guess
it can't be technically called bourbon.
So I guess that's why they're calling it whiskey. It must be made there, even though they probably should make it here and ship it over to them.
Caribou Crossing Single Barrel is painstakingly handcrafted by our expert whiskey making team who have personally selected the finest whiskey available. The result is a Canadian whiskey unequaled by any other. Patiently aged, smooth, and exceptionally flavorful. Caribou Crossing is available in limited quantities. I don't know. I mean, but then it's his website, www.sazerac, which is Buffalo Trace.
Whenever I think of Canada, I think of, hockey.
Yeah.
Then I think of Canadian bacon when, was it John Candy? When he's like, the beer sucks! And then everyone at the hockey rink looks at him like, oh!
But John Candy, isn't he? Wasn't he?
Canadian bacon, right?
Yes, but I think he was a Canadian in real life, yes.
Yeah, which makes it funny, but...
Yes.
Well, let's give this a pour. Let's see
what this is about, brother.
It looks like you might have tried it before.
So here's the interesting thing, okay, Jay? Just before I do that real quick, look at this bottle. Look at it.
Yeah, it looks familiar.
It looks familiar. Now, don't tell me this is not a Rock Hill Farms bottle.
Yeah. Is it the same inside?
Look at it. It's the same exact glass.
Same whiskey also?
Which Rock Hill Farms, if you guys don't know, is made at Buffalo Trace.
They're trying to fool you.
They're trying to fool us.
You're on to them.
They got too cheap with their glass, and they decided to say, let's just take a different topper that looks like a... Blanton's topper.
So that's a horsey, and is that a moose? Or?
Yes, it's a caribou.
What's a caribou? A type of reindeer?
I don't know. I think it's a type of moose. I don't know. It's big.
Caribou.
It's got big antlers. That could probably hurt you.
I think it's probably in the moose family.
But, so it's like a mating of, as far as bottle looks go, it's a mating of Rock Hill Farms and Blanton's, which is pretty cool, I guess. But you know where it's coming from just by looking at that right there. So, Jay, let's get you... Let's get you poured here.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
I'll be interested with what was it called again? Burn rate?
John's burn rate.
Burn rating. I want to have something under here that says burn rating, and then John posts it.
So,
like the pizza scores.
From what I understand, Jay, Caribou is not a very high ABV. We're looking at 40%. It's 80 proof. So this is like, if you're getting into bourbon...
John would have liked this one.
Yes, if you don't like something that's crazy high proof, you may appreciate a Caribou Crossing. So,
cheers.
Cheers, Jay. Smooth as can be, man.
Yeah, John would like that because...
Yeah.
I get like a honey, too.
Yeah, there's no burn rate to that.
No, nothing.
It's like, I don't...
I would like to see... If he gives it, does he give it a 1 or 0? I don't think there's anything.
Yeah. Well, John is not here because he's too good for us right now. So I'm joking.
See, we keep talking about him because we miss him.
We do miss him.
At least I do.
John, I love you.
Secretly or? Well, now
Well,
cat's out of the bag.
yeah. I mean, no one gives back rubs like John. But yeah, man, it's definitely a smooth, very smooth. But you can expect smooth with an ABV like that. No?
This is going to sound funny, though, but this I'd almost want, like, chilled.
Mm-hmm.
Me, personally. And, like they say, you drink it however you want. Neat, you get the understanding of how the bourbon is, but, like, I could see the drinking, like, sometimes it's hard to drink, like, a rye, say, when it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really don't want a bourbon. But this, you know, with some, like, one little ice cube or something.
Yeah.
I never understood how that people would put, like, marble. They would freeze the marble and put it in there. So the ice doesn't melt, so it still tastes the same, but it's
Some
chilled.
people prefer a little bit of agua in their bourbon, you know, and they like that water.
I like the chilledness, the cold.
Yes. So for you would probably prefer something like a cold
Blands, I actually
or whatever.
make it cold. Like, I don't know why. I just like that cold.
Yeah, you like it chilled. I don't know,
this is similar.
man. I don't know.
The lower proof, I like it chilled for some
I'll
reason.
be honest with you, man. The only thing when it comes to bourbon or rye or anything of that
Always
sort,
neat.
no. If I'm going to do it chilled, it's going to be old fashioned.
Yeah. I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you can't do an old fashioned without ice. So yeah,
I've never tried it.
Or like
actually.
like John and I had in a few episodes back, we had our mint juleps. So
That's like extra ice. That's filled to the top, right?
yeah, crushed ice for that matter.
Ooh.
Actually, you gotta make sure it's crushed. But yes. But what do you think overall? I mean, how do you compare this to Liquor Blands, Jay?
I just had Blands actually last night, so
This is a good question.
Let me take one more sip.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, hold that thought. Let me try it. What do you get? Yeah.
I think it's good. It's just like a little weaker. I don't know if that's a.
It's weaker. It is. I mean, that's a given.
But it's an easy drinker. It's like, I wouldn't say the Coors Light of bourbon because it's a good bourbon.
Yeah.
It's got good flavor and stuff.
You could tell that they knew what they were doing.
It's good.
And at 80 proof.
I'd actually like to get John's opinion on this at some point.
Yeah. But 80 proof, you know, we were drinking
130 the last time.
Yeah. Me and you last night, we got together. God, I can't believe you remembered that. Yeah, 130, it was about there, yeah.
130 days ago.
130. No. But yeah, that's crazy.
But you could see the difference.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's good though. It's
good.
very tasty,
I like the guy on the top, that Mr. Caribou.
the moose.
Caribou Crossing. You ever watch Polar Express or not?
Yes.
Yeah, Caribou. Well, anyways,
I don't remember that part.
when the train, they had to stop the train because there's a bunch of caribou on the tracks.
That's when the tracks broke off, and
we'll revisit that during Christmas time.
Yes.
But anyways, man, this is solid. And as I always say, man, whenever you come up here, we have a good time. I appreciate you doing this guest host thing. And
hopefully I didn't suck again.
Again? You thought you sucked last time? I think you were great.
We'll see. Put some comments, make fun of me.
Make fun of him.
Yeah.
Jay thinks he sounds nasally.
I'm a little stuffed up.
He always says he sounds nasally. I feel like I sound nasally.
I don't like listening to myself.
Yeah.
I sound like a
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm like, I watch it, I'm like, wow, this guy's a jackass. When I'm talking about myself. Myself, that is. Myself. I think you do great. But yeah, when I look at myself and I'm like, everyone's going to be the most critical of themselves.
Maybe I should tell more shit stories.
You have any more shit stories? Yeah.
I'm sure.
Anyways, dude, thanks for making the trek, as always.
Nice seeing you. Thank you.
Cheers, Jay. And
John, we miss you. We love you.
John, we miss you.
Come back soon.
To our 8 million followers that we have,
Yeah.
cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
All right, later.
Bye.